Hello everybody, in our session today I'm going to share with you one of Axia's best kept secrets. So when I started out here as a trader, it got drummed into us really early that you need to debrief, right? Basically the format we got taught, you come in the morning, you do some preparation, you get immersed in the trade, and then at the end of the day you do your debrief. So like, why is this debrief so important to sort of like the sort of success stories of Axia? It's because it's just such a great opportunity to do two things. It's an opportunity for you to learn, and then it's an opportunity for you to remember something. So before I get into that, we'll just sort of step back to the start of how this kind of became a big thing here at Axia. So one of our most successful traders does this. He debriefs basically every trade he takes. And so as he's progressed on with his career, that's helped him in so many ways. It's obviously helped him like learn and remember patterns to the point now, and he sees stuff and he's in and he can just size it up and be so aggressive. You know, that's made him one of the biggest traders. And like, you know, now I remember talking to him once about oil, and he was saying how he had to get out of his trade once, and he had, I think he took out like nearly 10 prices. So you can see how big he's been able to size the market, you know, up his trades, you know, in order to have that kind of effect on the market. So, you know, this technique just really allows you to like develop these ideas and build them up into the point where, you know, you can pretty much take it anywhere. And that's basically the secret to success. So why is this really important? I sort of see there were two things, right? It's an opportunity to learn and an opportunity to remember. So right at the start of your career, you know, you're going, I've never seen these things before, and you're going back over what you saw in the day, and you're going like, okay, what's in here? You know, I saw this little candle structure or whatever it is, or I saw this bit of order flow, and you might annotate that onto candlesticks or something, and then you saw this breakout, and you're starting to put that together, and you're seeing these things. And then as time goes past, those things are also becoming memory, so it's that chance to remember. And then after a while you're going, oh, do you know what, I've seen that before, and I know what the market does when it behaves like that. And it's not that it does that every time, but you know, you're playing a game of odds, right? If it does that most of the time this occurs, then this is great, this is an edge now. And so that's how kind of like this opportunity to learn and to really dig deep into something then becomes like an opportunity to remember, which then really becomes your edge. And that's kind of the secret there. So then how do you debrief? That's kind of one for you to think about. And you go, well, okay, and it sort of depends on how you trade and what sort of way you want to trade. But it also is like, you've got to ask yourself, like, you know, how do I make the most out of this time that I'm reflecting back on my day? You know, where do I need to work on in my, with my trading? What areas do I want to improve? What am I doing bad? And then how do I try and improve that? How do I start to recognize when I'm falling into like a bad habit or something like that? So anything that helps you improve your game can be part of your debrief, and you should just direct it that way. I suppose we're coming to the end of our session today. So if you want to, you know, learn more about trading, or even if you just want to see the trader in action that I was talking about, go and check out elitetraderworkshop.com. So there's a free seminar there, sign up for it. And the trade I was talking about, it shows there's a video as part of that, of trade recording, and he makes, I think it's 900K in that trade. So like I said, you know, like the sky's the limit when you start doing this debriefing. That's why it's such a big part of Axia. All right, that's it for us today, everybody. I'll catch you next time.